Hey guys, all the products that you see in this video can be found in the description down below. Today we have this game called Don't Get Stabbed. I'll tell you my favorite thing about this in just a second, but first, some things you need to know. First of all, guys, you can play this with 3 to 5 players. It lasts for about 15 to 20 minutes. It is incredibly easy to learn. And something I would compare it to would be Exploding Kittens. It's kind of like Exploding Kittens, except for with a little bit more required strategy. I'll explain the basics of how to play, but first, what you're really here for is you want to know if this is actually fun and worth getting, and it's not going to just sit in your closet. And this game, guys, is one of those games where it is going to be fun. You're going to pull this out all the time, and it's just intriguing. It's fun to play with friends, and just the strategy behind this makes it worth it, because Exploding Kittens is like that kind of a game. It's very similar, but that one's more luck. This one has a lot more strategy, and there's a lot more you can do to kind of get out of things and also to target other people. It's just a lot of fun. Now let me show you how to play. I'm not going to go over the whole entire game in detail, just the basics. But basically how the game works is that there is one bad guy who's trying to stab everyone. And then the rest of the players are good guys that are trying to get out either by themselves if they're greedy or together if possible. So there's a few different kinds of cards in this game. There are action cards. The green is for the good guys. The purple is for the killers. Some of these allow you to, for example, block a stab, or help a buddy block a stab, or to look at the next couple cards in the pile to see what's coming up. The bad guy can do certain things like steal cards from a certain player, discard cards from a player, just a bunch of different stuff like that, shuffling the deck, etc. So that's one type of card. Then there's these blue cards that are what I call escape cards. I'm not sure what they're actually called, but basically, if you have 2 of these in a hand, a matching of any of these in your hand, then you can play them down and then you get to draw a car card. If you're the bad guy and you get 3 matching, you can then remove one of the letters that the good guys have already assembled. Okay, why this is important is how this game works is you have a draw pile, and every turn you get to draw a card. And then there's stab cards, guys. And the stab cards are just in the deck. And what your job as a player is to do is avoid the stab cards while trying to collect car cards to escape. If you, as the players, spell car, then you escape. If you get 3 stabs, then you are dead. And that's kind of how the game works. So basically how gameplay works is every turn you get to draw a card. And if you draw a stab, it goes in front of you. You can remove it by blocking it. You can remove it later with a first aid kit, or your buddies can. So when you get 3 of these, then you die. So you don't want to draw stab cards. As you continue to play and you draw more and more cards, you're going to draw more and more of these blue cards. And basically it's a race to find out if you're going to get enough of these blue cards to spell out car and escape before the bad guy gets 3 stabs on all the players that are playing without them being able to remove them. Basically you have until the end of the deck to escape, and those that escape win, those that get stabbed lose. My favorite thing about this game just has to be how many different aspects there are to it and the strategy behind it. Like I said, it's kind of like Exploding Kittens, where you're trying not to pick up those stab cards, but at the same time you're also helping your friends, you're also trying to build that car. And like I said, there's several different ways and opinions on whether you won or lost. Like some people will say if the bad guy didn't get everybody, then the bad guy lost. If you got some of them or the majority, then he won. Some people will say if the good guys build the car and escape at all, then the good guys won in the end. So even if one of them got stabbed, then they still won. So this is a fun game. It's a good strategy game, and it's not super complicated. So it's one of those things where anybody can kind of get knowledge of it and get used to it and just have a really good time with friends and family. I highly recommend this product. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. I appreciate it a ton. Have a good day, guys.